Yo, what's happening, guys? This is George RC out here. In today's video, we have my Losi 22 SCT 3.0 kit version, and I have actually converted it to a obviously two-wheel drive, but a two-wheel drive drag car. So I had to use a couple different parts from a buggy instead of the short course car. But so I have my Chevy Nova body on it. I have my Proline front tires, wheels and tires. I also have Proline wheels and tires for the rear, but they're not on right now. I actually have foam tires on it for the meantime. And of course I got this carbon fiber wheelie bar. That's an absolute must for when you're drag racing, so you know the car doesn't go all over in the air and do backflips, and then it's all over the track. So you definitely don't want that. So let's take off this body and let's check out what's underneath the body. All right, put some to the side. All right, so like I had mentioned, I used the buggy control arms instead of the short course control arms. Same thing for front and rear. And of course we are running a Castle 6S speed controller and a Tekin motor. I actually swapped out, or I was gonna say upgraded, but it comes with a slipper clutch, and I actually eliminated the slipper clutch. I believe this is Exotech Racing. It's the one that makes this adapter piece. Let me try to zoom in there, pull it off a little bit forward so the camera zooms in. But yeah, so you can bypass the slipper clutch, and then you could run just whatever spur gear you want on there, and it'll be a direct drive. And I actually did change it from 48 pitch to 32 pitch, so it is 32 pitch now. I don't quite remember my gearing. I want to say it's somewhere around 44 and then on spur, and then I don't remember my pinion. I'll have to go back in there. It's been a while since I geared it, and I don't quite remember my gearing. Now when it comes from factory or instructions, because you got to build it, the instructions from factory actually tell you to put your battery in this location. And there's a compartment that goes right here, and you lift it up, and then you lift up and down so it closes, and then your ESC is meant to go over here. Well, I actually put my ESC on the back side just because it allows me to run shorter wires. I'm going to flip this around so you can take a better look at it. So you can see my wires are shorter from here to here, or from the motor to the ESC. It is a sensored motor, and of course, since I have my ESC there, then I can't put my battery there. So what I ended up doing, I put a strap on the front section, I guess front middle section of the car. And what I kind of did here, I put it under these side rails or side guards. So it's kind of clean on the bottom. Just on the side you can see the Velcro. And this, I'll go ahead and show you the bottom of the car. You know, it's still pretty clean. I haven't really, since I don't bash it, I haven't really beat up on this body or chassis too much. So yeah, so that's my battery strap. It's not where it's intended to go, but it fits it perfect because my battery fits in between these two posts that are originally for the original battery post, or strap, whatever you want to call it. So the battery fits in between here. It sits up on the ESC, and then it sits up on the front servo. And I actually installed a piece of foam, or not double-sided, but foam with a 3M tape on the back, on the back side of the servo. I am actually running a Protec servo. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but it is a Protec servo, and of course Spectrum ESC, or sorry, receiver, not ESC. So yeah, and on the front, one of the things that I actually modified as I was testing it, I had a lot of travel. Since these are shocks for a short course truck, you get a lot of travel. So now, as you see, it has very minimal travel, and it is pretty stiff, which is pretty much what you want for drag racing. The way I was able to accomplish that, I actually reduced the travel of the shock piston shaft by inserting spacers on the inside of the actual shock. I don't remember exactly how many spacers and exactly which ones I used, but I just make sure that I use the same amount on both sides. That way it limits it the same amount of travel. So I do have spacers on the front shocks. You know, you still have a little travel, so they're not fixed. And I did the same thing with the rear. On the rear, same thing. We'll go ahead, squat it. So it's much stiffer than factory. Same thing, I limited the travel. Hopefully the shadow could show you, but if you can see the shaft there, you can see that the travel is very much limited. Again, for drag racing, you kind of want that. and you know, I did what I had to do. Back here in the rear bumper, what it's left of it, I didn't even install it. I still have it brand new, but I did not install it because I knew I wasn't going to be running a short course body, since I have it, or I wanted to set it up for drag racing. I wasn't intending on using the short course body. So I just installed this first piece of it. I'm not quite sure what it's called. I guess the mount for the rear bumper, which worked out perfect because I was able to actually mount my what do you call this, my end link. Yeah, I forgot the word. I knew the word, I just forgot it. But anyways, yes, I was able to install my end link right here, so I could twist it one way or another, and doing so will actually let me raise up the wheelie bar or lower it, depending on, you know, how much tire, how much meat are on the tires. If they're getting worn down, then I might want to raise it up. If I put new tires, then I might want to lower it down. So all that, you know, it plays into effect of how the car will perform down the track. And another thing I forgot to mention right here is these, let me get this out the way. My ESC is kind of funky in there. I got a Castle capacitor pack on there, Castle connectors. But these linkages actually help to reduce the chassis flex. So these are not factory. Obviously, these are actually Traxxas links. And I installed them because when I didn't have these installed, when I would go under hard acceleration, the car would wander off to one side or the other if I gave it a lot of throttle. So then I found out that I was getting a lot of chassis flex from about the rear end right here. It would just kind of like cave in like that a little bit. So that was obviously affecting the car because it would always shoot left or right. So I put these brackets, or chassis stiffener braces. There we go. That's what we're gonna call them, chassis stiffener braces. And that did the job. You know, once I installed those, it made a dramatic change, and it's actually performing how I want it to perform now. So it's much better. Now, one thing you guys cannot see, but I will talk about right now, and I'll show a different video with a couple of images of different parts, is the rear diff. It actually comes from the kit. It comes with a ball diff. I had it on there. I tried it out one time, and I actually broke it the same day, or the first day that I tried out the car, because I over-tightened it and I broke the screw. So I took out the diff, or the ball diff. What I am running in there now is actually Team Losi Racing actual diff, like a full functioning diff. And I forgot what diff fluid I have, maybe 100 or 200K, but I do have something pretty thick in there. So that obviously, it's a must to be able to get it to hook down the track. A lot of people lock them. I'm not quite a fan of them, and I'll go into further detail on that in a different video once I get those actual parts, so I can show you guys. But yeah, so I'm running an actual diff in there now. So let me go ahead and put a battery in this bad boy, and we'll do a couple test passes and see what we're working with. All right, we're gonna start off with my Thunder Power Reaper battery. It is actually a 2-cell 6200 milliamp 120C. So I can run 3S. I'm not gonna run 3S on it just yet. I have before, but we're gonna start off with 2S for the time being. All right guys, so I got my battery hooked up in there and we're ready to roll. Let's see what this bad boy can do on 2-cell. All right, so let's see, here we go. All right, I'm just gonna kind of count it down to 3, and I'm just gonna hope it goes straight. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it shot off a little bit to the right a little bit, but I was able to control it and keep it going straight again. Let me bring it back in. Nice and slow. This 2-wheel drive, it always gets me because if you brake too hard, it'll tend to slide out sideways. And of course, one thing I did not show was that license plate. I don't know if you can see it from there. 69 Nova. Obviously, it comes with the actual decal sheet in the box or bag from Proline. The Proline body. So let's see if we can get a side shot angle of it as it takes off. Let's see here. Beautiful. All right, not too bad. Hopefully next time, you know, I'll be able to race it up against some other 2S cars or 2-cell cars. We used to get together usually every Sunday, a couple buddies of mine, but it's been raining like crazy, so we haven't really been out out to race at all lately. Let's see. I'm gonna stand off to the side. We're gonna do one side shot. See how this bad boy looks off from the side. Let's see. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, bad idea, bad idea. I steered off to the right. All right, I'm never doing that. Every time I race, I like to stand behind the car because when I'm staying off to the side, I can't really get an idea of where I'm driving towards. I'm gonna try that again. Let's see. Let's see. I can't feel that bad on video. Let's see. No edits. Let's try this again. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. Go ahead and slow it down. Bring it back over here because it's gonna look like a tiny ant. All right, there we go. Alrighty, guys. That was just a few quick test passes of 2-cell. Next time around, we'll put it on 3-cell and we'll see what it does. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos.